Bienvenidos a Recta Final para ser instructor, la primera serie del canal donde compartiré cada vuelo de la forma más natural y transparente posible. Acompáñame en este camino hacia convertirme en instructor. Bienvenidos al cuarto vídeo de esta serie y en el vídeo de hoy vamos a ver cómo enseño a mi instructor a cómo llevar el avión por la tierra o lo que llamamos taxi. Vamos a ver el despegue, seguiremos con cómo enseño a ascender y cómo se va en crucero con los instrumentos apagados, un ejercicio de coordinación, una pérdida sin potencia con los instrumentos apagados también y por último el aterrizaje. Así que empezamos con el taxi y como os he dicho es solo moverte por el suelo, no significa coger un taxi y vamos a ver cómo Luigi lo exagera todo y hace todo muy mal y es hasta gracioso.
So give me controls so you can teach me how to taxi. My controls.
Zero controls. So make sure you don't need your hands to do it. Use right rudder. Alright. Now, alright, maintain center line here. You don't need to touch anything. Now we're gonna cross, so all lights on. We check for traffic. We're clear both sides. I wanna hear clear left and clear right.
Aquí Luigi, en vez de encender las luces, que son lo que veis arriba, le dio a dos interruptores para ver si comprobaba lo que él estaba haciendo. Un instructor no se puede fiar nunca de su estudiante y yo no caí en comprobar que había puesto las luces bien.
And then what do I do with the lights?
Right rudder. You turn them off. Oh, alright.
Always keep an eye when I keep my hands here.
Okay.
Alright, now, talk to me. Try not to touch the airplane. Try to communicate and tell me how to fix it first. If I see I'm not responding, then you take an action.
Okay. So left rudder to maintain. Okay. Go right now. Alright. A little bit of left. Just.
I don't even know what's center, so that's what you need to tell me, right?
So try to put the center line, the yellow line, in your right shoulder.
Okay. Thank you. Now I know. Now I have a reference. Okay. Can also use shoulder, right leg, right?
November 22 for uniform at the Northwest hangars.
You don't have to. The top part is the brakes.
234 uniform North Playground.
Okay.
Left taxi via Bravo.
Now they told us to hold short 19 right, unless we get the clearance. Stop before that the hold short line.
Okay.
So now we
so I
see.
start braking.
Yeah, you're gonna start braking now, and we can call him up, so you can tell him brake. My controls.
Your controls.
Controls.
Right. And then you tell me my controls, right? So that means I need to be off the controls.
Okay.
Good.
So now we'll call him. We'll tell him we're holding short 19 right at Papa, and that we we just tell him that. Okay. So. Not pretty ground. Blue Phoenix 266 holding short 19 right.
Blue Phoenix 266 cross 19 right on Papa.
Cross 19 right on Papa. Blue Phoenix 266. Alright. So now we cross. All lights are on. We check both sides. Make sure there's no traffic. Clear. And we're power here.
Aquí tenemos el mapa del aeropuerto y como veis tenemos que cruzar dos pistas para llegar a la pista 10L. Lo que pasa es que solo te pueden dar permiso para cruzar una pista al momento. Y nos dijeron que podíamos cruzar la pista 19L, pero teníamos que esperar para la 19R. Y tuve que coger los controles porque mi instructor se iba a pasar de largo y cruzar la pista sin permiso, actuando como un estudiante despistado. Y ya hemos acabado el taxi, así que vamos con el despegue.
Number tower, Blue Phoenix 266, holding short once you're left at Papa, ready for West 1 departure.
Blue Phoenix 266 North Perry Tower, left downwind departure, runway 10 left, clear for takeoff.
Left downwind departure once you're left, clear for takeoff, Blue Phoenix 266. So, make sure we're checking for traffic, we are putting that back pressure to keep the nose up. Now, I don't want to add too much power because we cannot use the brakes to turn.
November 2354 Echo, North Perry Tower, say location.
We are 2.5
in the brakes,
from
and we're acting like we're taking off of a grass strip or dirt road. It's nice, start slowly, once up center, then power.
Continue inbound, report 3 mile final.
Inbound, report 3 mile final, 4 Echo.
Now nose up, make sure all the engine instruments are in the green, the airspeed is alive. Alright, we lift off. We goes down to 2. Alright.
Como veis, ha sido un despegue simulando que estamos en una pista que no está pavimentada como hemos visto en todos los vídeos anteriores. Y nada, lo que tenemos que hacer es mantener el mínimo peso en la rueda delantera posible. Y con la velocidad suficiente vamos a hacer un caballito y luego, con la mínima velocidad que podamos, vamos ya a estar en el aire. Y nos vamos a mantener a una altura cerca del suelo para empezar a ganar velocidad sin entrar en pérdida, aprovechándonos del efecto suelo y ya tiramos para arriba. Le doy un poquito de cámara rápida y continuamos con la tercera cosa que os voy a enseñar hoy, que es el ascenso.
Now we see that we're climbing at 85 knots, right? 85, 86. So we are, well, getting to 2,000, but we want to maintain that pitch, right? When we have a pitch with the horizon, we put our engine cowling with our horizon, and we see that we're at the airspeed we want. We want to train the aircraft for that particular airspeed, right? Now we got to cruise, so 2,000, right? So,
Me tocó explicarlo muy rápido porque ya estábamos llegando a nuestra altitud de crucero, pero creo que lo hice bastante bien. Y ahora, al intentar explicar cómo ir en crucero, estaba usando demasiado los instrumentos de dentro, y entonces a Luigi se le ocurrió bajarle el brillo al PFD, que es donde vemos todos los instrumentos, hasta que no se viese nada. Y tenía que explicarlo con solo lo que se veía afuera. A un estudiante piloto, o a un piloto que acaba de empezar a volar, se le quiere enseñar a volar sin necesidad de los instrumentos. Por eso, él quiere que explique todo con referencias visuales.
so what you have to look is for distance between the plane and the horizon. Okay. That won't move and will keep you at that altitude, right? Okay. So, for example, if I pitch up, right, we know, well, we're gonna climb, right? So this is not good.
How do you know you're climbing? That's what I need to know. Look at the horizon and the engine cowling, right? It's closer to the horizon, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now, if we see more ground, that means we're descending.
Okay,
So,
there we go. What else can I use? The magnetic compass, right?
Right.
Okay, now that's cruise. What about your level? So what can I use for that?
now for level flight, I'm gonna show you. If we go to the left, we're gonna see that we're gonna start seeing more.
It's not level anymore.
It's not level anymore.
Also, by looking on your size, on your window I see ground, here I see the sky. So that's another way, right?
Right.
Okay.
Una vez visto el crucero, pasamos con el ejercicio de coordinación en el que vamos a ver cómo se siente o cómo actúa el avión sin usar timón versus si usásemos timón.
One thing that you have to teach your students is how to feel coordination. So I'm just going to let you know that I will be doing left and right turns without rudders. And you tell me what you feel. So if I put the nose about here and I start going left and right, how does it feel? What is your body doing? It doesn't want to go to the turn, right?
Yeah.
You feel how, now that I go left, we want to stay. Do you feel that?
Yep.
Okay, now look if I put rudders. What's happening now?
Very smoother.
And what do you feel in your body? We don't feel anything,
yeah.
right? Because your body is going with the airplane. So let me do it one more time. You feel? You could feel it here in your legs, right? So that's coordination. So give it a try. You have controls.
Am I control?
You have controls.
First without coordination.
Yep, without coordination. So teach me that, right?
So I'm gonna make some turns, and as you can see, we're not coordinated, so our body is pushing us to the
and I can
opposite.
feel it in my legs, right? I feel how I don't. My body does not want to go to the turn. Now do it coordinated.
If I do it with the rudder,
There
you
we
can see
go.
how-
Now we don't feel anything, right? That's coordination. That should be one of the first things that you are teaching your student. Coordination, okay? Right. So we're going to do.
Ahora vamos a hacer una pérdida y como veis tengo el PFD apagado otra vez y esto es para que solo mire afuera. Además Luigi ha puesto una marca con un rotulador como referencia para que no gire a ningún lado, no use los alerones para nada y solo use el timón.
Let's do a power off stall landing configuration.
Power off landing. All right. So we're gonna bring the power to
And
1500.
we have the altitude here and the airspeed here, so make sure we're not climbing. I can see the horizon already. There we go. 1005. Make sure you bring it back to 2000.
Okay, we are below 110.
Yeah. And low.
Okay, below 85.
Yeah.
20,
Now
30.
keep the winds level and coordinated. Use the horizon.
Cold Springs practice area, 105 Lima uniform, we're Cessna Skyhawk.
Okay,
Use
65. 1, 2, 3.
Idle.
Power idle.
That's it. Now
And we'll
only
bring
use
it
the
back.
rudders. Use your axis. You have to use the lateral too. Make sure that you are coordinated. So pull back a little bit more. How's it looking? How's that X? Is that X moving? Okay, that means we're coordinated a little bit more. So we should stall straight. There we go.
Y ya después de la pérdida se me sobrecalentó la cámara otra vez, así que os dejo con el aterrizaje, que lo que hicimos es, en vez de descender normal, seguimos alto para hacer una maniobra que nos permite perder mucha altura en poco tiempo y aterrizar.
7 Cessna, the up one is westbound, right down departure, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff.
Hold airspeed.
10 right, clear for takeoff,
Hold
now
airspeed. There we go.
Como veis, voy como de lado, y es porque estoy poniendo el alerón para un lado y el timón para el otro, para así perder más altura.
Hold airspeed. Don't let it speed up. You need to do like that cross control. There we go.
North Perry Tower, November 47586, holding short runway 10 right spot,
There you
Alpha
go.
for west.
Keep the right rudder. Keep the left
Number
aileron.
47586,
Good.
North Perry Tower, roger.
Okay. Hold at 65.
Number 3 Delta, runway 10 right, clear for the option, traffic departs.
There we go. That's it. So we can start slowly bringing it back.
Number 586 Cessna, the up one is westbound, right down one departure, runway 10 right, clear for takeoff.
Okay.
Right downwind departure,
Hold
runway 10
airspeed.
right,
Hand
clear
on
for
the
takeoff,
power.
November 47586.
Just hold that airspeed. That's all you need to hold. A little power if you need to.
Oh, we're good.
Hold airspeed. You got it. That's it. That's all you need. Now do your transition. There you go. You have the airspeed, then you can land. There we go. Nice. Keep the nose up. Keep it up. Keep the nose up.
Oh, it was soft?
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, okay.
Se me olvidó que estábamos aterrizando como si fuese una pista no pavimentada y dejé que la rueda delante tocase. Pero bueno, voy a dejar el vídeo por aquí, pero antes vamos a ver algo que solamente pasa en Florida, y es que una iguana no te deje aparcar.
Did you wanna? Stop here. Wait.
Espero que os haya gustado, no olvides en dejarte un like, suscribirte y compartirlo si crees que a alguien le puede interesar. Y nada, muchas gracias y nos vemos pronto.